welcome to the But Mostly Disney podcast on another alternative night. We definitely started this out, and we're going to do Thursdays at 7:30. Trying not to conflict with some other people that we like to watch, and it's worked out horribly or amazingly, depending on Karen's here. She's having a great night because Sean's in bed, and Sundays are good for her. And I promised last week that we would get back on Thursdays, and then my wife surprised me with a trip for Christmas to New York City, which I've never been to, so that was exciting. I'll talk briefly about that. And then next Thursday, I'm driving my kid back to school and then going to Disney. So we'll figure out a day. I think we're going to shoot for Tuesday, Andrew.
Yeah, Tuesday.
All right. So we'll try to be consistently inconsistent, and maybe that will that'll help us out.
Consistent.
So Andrew, more importantly, much more important than New York City, is back from New Year's Eve at Walt Disney World.
Yes. If you want to do a gauntlet, go down there for New Year's Eve, and you'll experience. So we left. We had talked about over the summer going down for New Year's. My wife's birthday is the 26th. Mine's the 25th. So we don't really do anything for each other for our birthday. We're like, all right, we're going to go to Disney World this year. So my youngest daughter, Addison, and two of our friends, we left at 4:30 in the morning. Charleston time, I drove down there. We had a gentleman with us. Him and I had a tea time at Oak Trail, which was cool. A little 9-hole walking course they have there. And
yeah, how'd you like that?
I liked it. It was cool. It was it's long for a walking course. You know, it had two big par fives on it, and I bogeyed both of those. But
did you use the little robots?
They didn't have any available. They were all out on the Palm and Magnolia. Which that whole setup, if you've never been. You're a golfer, and if you can't get a tee time, just go down and experience the management system we use through Arnold Palmer. It is cool how everybody has their own color shirt they wear, their own job, and very helpful, very nice people. I told them the first time we were there, and they gave us the lowdown on the course and everything. But the walking course is cool. They paired us with two locals, and 2 hours we were done. We were staying at Coronado Springs, so we went back to the hotel, dropped our car off, hopped the bus, which was quick. It didn't take us any time to get a bus to get to Disney Springs. It was a little crowded. Heard the night before of some people posted that Disney Springs at Christmas was packed, and it was. It was busy that day. We had dinner reservations at Enzo's Hideaway at 7, so we had about a 3-hour walk around. The Lego store. Let me explain that to you. It was empty. I was looking at something and said, I'm going to come back in a couple of days to get it, and it was gone by the time we went back there. That is their most profitable store in all their whole chain, is that store in Orlando. And people are posting, oh, they're closing the store. That is a rumor. They just haven't got their truck yet. They had sold so much that the shelves were bare. I was surprised at how empty the shelves were.
Really?
Yeah, like the whole Star Wars section, they had some blockhead figures and some stuff out in the middle. I got a pod racer scene to put together. I was looking at a Millennium Falcon. They were all gone. It was just crazy the amount of empty spaces, like all the Technic cars. It was empty. It was just crazy. But then we started the parks the next day. We went to Hollywood Studios in the morning. And then, no, I'm sorry. I take that back. Went Animal Kingdom in the morning. And the line for the safari was past Tusker House, past the walkway to Festival of Lion King, and over the bridge to get on Kilimanjaro safaris. Luckily, we had a lightning lane for that for later in the day, and we had a festival first, lightning lane for Kilimanjaro safaris, and then flight of passage. So we pretty much, of course, tough to be a bug for the couple of people in our group that want to do it. Of course, it was a walk-on. Rafiki's Planet Watch was at capacity. They wouldn't let you on the train.
Really?
Yeah. We walked up and they said it was closed at the moment, and then I saw later on it was because it was at capacity. And we'd gone 2 days later, and there was nobody there. It was like weird. It was empty. All in all, it was good. On New Year's Eve, we were at Magic Kingdom. It was busy. They all say it, it's going to be. I think we found a place right outside of Casey's. I was leaning up against a trash can from about 8:30 to 11:50 because we noticed that people were already starting to get spots. And of course, at 11:50 they started the fireworks, and then 11:58 they started the countdown for. Well, they started talking about it, and then they showed the 10-second countdown on the castle. And then we left right after that. I was telling you earlier, I was very surprised that we got out to the buses staying at Coronado Springs. The second hub of bus routes is they're number one on the route. And they extended the queue out, and there were 5 buses already lined up waiting to take people out. And it took us, I was going to get a minivan, and my wife talked me out of it when we saw the buses, and it took us 20 minutes to get back. I was surprised and grateful that they had it all planned out. And like we talked about, I'm sure they grabbed the information from the Magic Bands of how many people are in the Magic Kingdom for, why is my camera doing that? For the park. So it was all in all, it wasn't a bad trip. We were there for 8 days. We did Magic Kingdom the 31st and the 1st. So the second day, we just walked around and did the Tom Sawyer Island for the last time. We didn't ride the Liberty Bell. We did Country Bears. I like the old version. My daughter likes the new version.
So I like them both, and we've talked about that. I was just talking about today. I think they did a good job.
Yeah, they did.
Paying tribute.
I'm just I'm an old guy. I like
I'm with you.
But no, it was a good trip. The drive down there wasn't bad on the interstate. Coming back, I don't understand. I love my state of South Carolina. Born and raised here. But as soon as you hit 95 in South Carolina, it goes to 2 lanes. It took us an extra hour and a half to get where we were going, to get off the interstate to get home. But all in all, traffic was good. The toll roads were all open. 295 had a little issue coming back in with them redirecting traffic, but it's a good trip. We had to take the mindset of it's going to be crowded. You're not going to be able to do everything. The joys of having annual passes is we'll be back in February, so there's something we didn't do. We'll try to do it then. We didn't ride Ratatouille. My daughter's like, I want to ride it, but I'm like, we're going to be back. It's not the end of the world. We're blessed to where we can go several times a year, and it's not that big a deal. But knowing it was going to be busy, we normally go at Thanksgiving because we have to follow the school calendar with my daughter in school, so we normally go during the busy times. I just didn't think it would be this busy. So I'm like, it's going to be like Thanksgiving. That was twice as bad as Thanksgiving. But, it is what
And
it
you
is.
got there what day?
26th and left on the 3rd.
Okay. So what, the 26th, 27th, 28th, would you say that was normal crowds?
Yeah,
for going?
it wasn't too terribly bad. But the 29th, you could tell the hotels, the people were leaving when we were coming in because, they got to get back home, get ready for work for the following week. But come the 30th, it was just droves of people coming in. It was crazy. And we didn't rope drop anything, but going by the entrances to Magic Kingdom and Epcot, they were out to the road. They were out to the interstate, lined up to come in.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So
I have heard it is by far the craziest time of the year.
Yeah, and we won't do this again. We did 4 parks in 2 days, the first 2 days.
Cool.
Yeah. And then we took Sunday off and part of Monday off. We didn't do anything those 2 days. And then, we did go to the cake bake shop for lunch.
What'd you think?
I liked it. It was, when we left, we said, hey, that would be like a special occasion. We're down for somebody's birthday or anniversary or something.
Right.
Atmosphere was great. People were awesome. Food was good. I had the andouille and chicken jambalaya. My daughter had the chicken sandwich, and my wife had the quiche. And it was good. We could have got 1 slice of cake if we could all agreed on something, but we got gingerbread man cake and there's a slice. and a slice of red velvet.
So you spent $75 on cake, basically.
Pretty much, yeah, pretty much. But we ate there for the first time, and then I'm trying to think, did we eat someplace else new? Enzo's Hideaway, we've had there for our end of the trip dinner we always do when we go for a long trip is Ohana. We got lucky this time. They set us in front of a window looking right out the back, and we had a 7 o'clock reservation. They set us a little early, but we kind of drug it out where we could see the fireworks for a little bit.
And what night was that?
That was on the 2nd. That was our last night there. Usually our last night there, we usually try to eat Ohana.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, good little Polynesian in there.
Yeah, I know. So I know when I lived in Key West, and we had Fantasy Fest down there, which when I lived there, I think the population of Key West was like 22,000 people, and 65,000 people come to the island for that week. And it's nuts. But I think New Year's Eve is actually the busiest day of the year in Key West, right? So,
yeah, I hope the whole state of Florida is busy.
So I imagine Disney would be like that. I mean, it's got to be fun. Look, there's a lot of energy, right? We went the day the park opened after COVID, and though it was awesome to be alone there, it was weird, right?
Yeah.
You kind of missed. I hate to say it, but I kind of missed the line a little bit. I kind of missed the time slowing down. Now we were done with the parks, in like 5 hours, everything twice.
We enjoyed it. We can tell, hey, we went down for New Year's. We had a great time. It's just, I think it's one of those, if you had the opportunity to do it so you can experience it, go and get it over with. But like you say, our normal trip, we're going to deal with the lines now. Every day that we were there, when we walked out of whatever park we were in, I looked up at the price board, and Magic Kingdom was unavailable every day.
That I saw Adam the Woo talking about that, and he was saying that to get in there, he had to go. For an annual pass holder, you can park hop, but you have to make you still have to make a reservation.
You have to make a reservation. You have to scan in, and then you can walk right back out.
Right. So he drove over to Epcot, scanned it, and then popped right in. Hey, Jill Cartland's here. She's not too far from where I am right now. But she's down there to see her mom, I think, every Christmas season. So I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Jill, but I think she did Disney Springs this year and did Jock Lindsay's Hangar Bar, which is awesome. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I like Christmas time, and I feel like I repeat myself a lot, and I do. My friend, anyone who knows me will tell you that I do. But I liked doing the Christmas a little early. It kind of extended my Christmas season, and I like being home in my house for Christmas. We sometimes go down to a beach house for we did last year for a few days, and that it's weird not being in my spot and enjoying my decorations and kind of laying around. That being said, I feel like for the team, I need to experience it as well. But I mean, look at this is incredible. I want to go. Oh, here we go. I mean, look at that. And what you think that was 10:30, Andrew?
That's about 10:30 when I took those two pictures.
So
I had an hour and 20 minutes to go with that crowd.
Holy moly.
And the cool thing was, if the picture looking towards the train station, there was fireworks going off behind us.
Ah,
so
really?
They had like 360 fireworks. Yeah, it was a different. I was told it was going to be different for New Year's, that they do a different show. But like I said, I told you earlier, I felt sorry for the cast members and the security guards, because I get where they're coming from. It's a safety concern for people just to be sitting on the ground with that type of crowd. They'd come by and they'd get everybody up. But about 10 minutes later, they'd be sitting back on the ground again, and they have to come out by and get everybody up. But I think you just have to – it's fun. You just have to go with the mindset is you're going to be one of 60,000 people there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look, I watched those videos. I was just in Times Square. And so I look at those, which is not as big as I thought it was on TV. And so I watched those people running up to the gate to race there, to stand there for 15 hours to, be behind whoever, Ryan Seacrest on New Year's Eve. And I'm like, that sounds horrible, but good for you. I'm glad you wanted to do it. So, I mean, could you move around the park? Could you get places?
Yeah, I was surprised. Like, they had probably, I won't reach for my monitor, probably 10, 15 feet in front of us was the main walkway to get across the hub.
Okay.
Well, I say that it's a secondary, like you have the secondary walkway, then you have the main walkway, then you have the one in front of the hub. But the one that cuts across Casey's and the plaza was right there in front of us, and they had the main one open. You could get around, and then next to me, they had a small walkway. It's probably 2 people wide that you could get across. You can get around. If you didn't want to stand there and watch that, you could get around. And, like normal, when there's a show going on, the wait times plummet. You could have gone on Seven Dwarfs in 45 minutes at that time frame.
Okay, so the rest, so everyone's on Main Street.
Yeah, everybody's. If you're there to watch that. That's why you're there. Wait times drop, and when we were there on the first, the wait times weren't terrible. I think Seven Dwarfs was 80 minutes. Now Tron was 112 because that's the newest, greatest, latest
right
deal. But
and now that you can walk on it,
right. Never saw or heard Tiana's going down, which last couple of times we'd been there, it had some problems.
Oh yeah.
Stupid me didn't ride Big Thunder. My wife rode it, and it closes Sunday. And I'm like, I'm an idiot. I forgot about that.
That's right.
My daughter's still to the age where she wants to ride stuff and doesn't want to ride stuff. So I was hanging out with her while they went and rode it, and I wasn't thinking it was going to be closed. But we did Tom Sawyer's Island. Addison loved it. I hate to see it go, but I understand times have changed. Like, we went back to the room and watched Tom Sawyer because she had no clue who Tom Sawyer was. So we went and watched one of Disney Plus shows, and then we watched Swiss Family Robinson that night because she went up in the tree, and I had to explain to her. She'd gone up that tree a gazillion times, but she wanted to know what the significance of it in the park was. I had to show her the movie.
And how old is she?
10.
Then did she like the movie?
Yeah, she liked it.
Because my kids love it.
Yeah. Tom Sawyer, she kind of a little bit. Then we watched something else. I forget what we watched, but later that night.
Is it the one with the little red-haired kid, Buffy, or whatever his name was from Family Affair?
Yeah. But yeah, it was good. It was fun. I knew there's going to be a lot of people, but once you physically see it, it was just like, wow, this is just. And the amount of people that come, they say Disneyland is a locals park and we're more of an international park, but even the international traffic was double what it normally is.
Wow.
But I think everybody should experience. I'm not bad mouthing it at all. You just have to go in there with that mindset of I'm one of, like I said, 60,000 people.
So you guys
ran great. Yeah, the buses ran great. We took a boat a couple of times, didn't have a lot of problems. The transportation was on point the whole time we were there. I kind of thought that would be the lag, but they had several buses running all the time to each resort, and even going through the shops, it wasn't like it was understaffed or anything like that. I'm sure they do their homework and they've got their amount of people they need to have there, during that time frame amped up, but it was good. We enjoyed it. We're going back in February. We're going late Valentine's Day weekend. We're going from Thursday to that Monday. We're staying at Wilderness Lodge for the first time. So,
oh, that'll be exciting.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. We've stayed at Animal Kingdom a ton. I know the same architect designed both of them, so it'll be interesting to see how we like it. I'm sure we will. We've eaten there several times.
You'll be there actually on Valentine's Day?
Yeah.
That's funny. I think I'll be there the 9th through the 12th.
And we get there on the 13th and leave on Monday.
That's perfect. Well, good. We can't ever. We're like the president and vice president. Can't ever be at the same place at the same time in case something happens.
Yeah, I was thinking I was going to talk to you later. I'm like, all right, come like July, we got to figure out some way to get down there at the same time. Yes,
absolutely. Did what was I going to say? So Karen's her kid Sean, her son, who we know through WDW Radio, did he like Swiss Family Robinson? Did he love those, Karen? And she'll let us know here in a second in the chat. Because I wonder sometimes, like, is it just me? Is it this nostalgia that I instill that in my children? Is it genetic? Maybe, I don't know. but I wonder. But they don't like some stuff. Like I love Dean Jones. I love those movies, and they're kind of on those.
Yeah, I like westerns. So I know they don't like those. Like I put Apple Dumpling Gang on, and my daughter's like, "What are you watching?" And I'm like,
I love Apple Dumpling Gang.
"Come on, these are the guys alone." But no, I think a lot of it's genetics, but I think it's also stuff that we share with them. And she's asked me, why do I like Disney so much? And I, explain it to her. 20,000
20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, also one of my favorites. So would you go back for New Year's Eve, or was once enough?
Once is enough.
Okay.
I think everybody should, if you're Disney fans like you and I, and Karen and Caleb and all those others, I think you should go once and experience it. I think Karen said she worked the New Year's Eve when she was there before. I think you should experience it. It's it's fun. There's people. I'm not a dancer. My wife says I'm a stick in the mud. But you listen to music. Everybody's having a good time. People are dancing, and they got the DJ going. We're right in the area where you want to go get ice cream. You had plenty of time to go get ice cream or go to Casey's or go get a coffee or something. And everybody's talking to each other and enjoying it. It was a good time. It just
I'm excited. I want to do it. Maybe it's something just my wife and I will do together. Yeah. Maybe the kids would like it. Caleb, yeah, I thought I'd been posting live on Facebook. I have no idea what I'm doing. And I think it shows, but I'm learning as I go here. So I actually logged into my son's account and then shared my live Facebook video to the group, but mostly Disney. I heard Lou talk about it, so it's not just me, but I really am not sure how to get all this running, because I think Karen's tried to find us on Facebook too and not been able to do it. So we'll figure it out as we go. All right. So let me ask you this, because now you got me thinking. So you posted up here and just chilled till the fireworks went on?
Yep. I posted right next to a trash can. We could lean on it. My wife sat on the curb for a little bit. My daughter took a nap. But about 8, I want to say it was 8:30, 8:45. We came through. My wife goes, "Is this a good spot?" I said, "Yeah, perfect." And a family sat next to us. And like I said, you could see the line. You could see the sea of people building from the castle coming back, and it probably took till 10 o'clock for it to get to us, and it passed us. It went all the way down Main Street. Now, one thing my wife brought up, and I said, if we could have done it, I'd have paid the extra money to do it. And we've done it before on other nights, not a holiday night, but they have those fireworks dessert parties over there at the Tomorrowland Terrace restaurant.
Oh yeah, I wonder what those cost on New Year's Eve.
Like we've done it before. It's like $140 a person. I'm sure premium price during the holiday, but that would be the place to be. For that event, if you could get a ticket for it.
Yeah, that might be something where, especially if it's just two. I mean, look, that's been a lot of my problem with trying to budget this stuff. Is that with 5 of us? I mean, it's crazy, right? I mean, it gets really, really, really expensive. Okay. So, to do it for 5 of us is one thing, but now, like, just when Kay and I go down, it's nice because I'm bracing for that 5-person bill, and then it comes and it's not quite as bad. Still a lot of money.
Well, we found out this time my daughter Addison, now that she's 10, she counts as an adult.
I know. I hate that.
All the discounts go bye-bye now.
Oh, well, I'm excited, man. It sounds like you had a good trip. Andrew was texting me some pictures here and there. I was jealous. Do you remember, you might not be old enough. Do you remember a show called Not Necessarily the News?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember Sniglets?
Yeah.
I feel like there needs to be a Sniglet for someone who just got back from Disney but is jealous of someone else going.
Yeah.
So like I was there 3 weeks ago, but I'm really jealous you were there just this week.
Yeah, we have a it seems like every time when I go down, someone from work goes a couple weeks later. And I'll get back tomorrow and somebody will be like, "Hey, I'm leaving tomorrow." I'm like,
I know. It's funny. Well, we did just real quickly, but that's why I named it, but mostly Disney, because it gives me the license to talk about whatever I want. And I think Karen had mentioned it. Because I post this stuff on Facebook, and I hope that people think it's cool. I never know. But we went to New York City. My wife surprised me. See, Karen was at least watching. Someone saw the stuff. To New York City, and I vowed to find some Disney up there, and a little bit here and there. We were gonna disenvy. That's perfect. Disenvy. Well done, Jill. There's your sninklet.
Very good. It is. Yeah.
I have disenvy.
Word of
The feeling you get when someone else is going to Disney, even though you just got back. We were going to go see Aladdin, and I've got a buddy who has family up there, and he grew up in the city, and so he told us to go downtown in Times Square. They have like a discount ticket booth, and we went there. The line was ridiculous. Disney does not participate in that, so there really aren't any discounts. So we ended up going to see the Rockettes, which was, I think, frankly, a better choice at Christmas time. It was spectacular. It was really the best thing I did while we were up there. It was awesome. And pro tip, we got lucky. So we went to get in line. The line, I don't know how long it would have taken, but a long time. And as I'm Googling for the tickets, found a Groupon for like $85. And we were down in the front. We had great seats. It was awesome. But I was going to take a picture with the Mickey and Minnie that run around Times Square in those horrible costumes, but they were so gross. It was I couldn't bring myself to do it. And I think the Broadway Museum, I took a little picture there. They had a Disney exhibit. We didn't go in. We were only there for a couple of days, so it was a lot to do. We went to the Disney store. I haven't been in a Disney store in a long time. And it was just like World of Disney. It was wall to wall people and packed. I mean, I was joking with somebody. New York City is a lot like Disney, except Disney's more expensive and has more people mulling through it. Because I didn't think the crowds were that bad, but everything I know about New York City, I learned on TV. So I was surprised at how safe it was. Like I didn't feel weird, or I was worried about getting pickpocketed. I know it sounds naive and silly, but that's how I felt. But after being there for 2 hours, we walked around at night, granted through Midtown and, decent areas, but I wasn't worried about anything at all. We took a nice long walk, 2-hour walk in Central Park, which is huge. Like Central Park is ginormous, and I had no idea. And then, we saw some little Mickey things here and there, and it was fun. It was fun just to poke at Disney since I was there, but that was a fun trip. I'd never been. It was really cool. I highly recommend going, and the holidays are definitely the time I'd want to do it. But I will say, Karen, I did lament a little bit. They had lots of plush, but no big mountain of in the middle of the store, those plush animals like they used to have. I miss that. I would have liked to have seen that just to reminisce.
Have you used the mobile checkout in World of Disney?
Oh yeah.
We use that for the first time, and I will use it every time we go there now.
Yeah. I heard it was funny. I heard a lady complain last time we were there. You're putting somebody out of a job, and I'm looking over at the line, and there's like 70 people in it.
And automatically puts your AP discount in there.
Yep.
The whole 9 yards, and all they do is scan it. You want a bag? Sure, thanks. And you're out the door. I'm like, yeah, I'd rather do that.
That is absolutely the way to go. I mean, I guess if you're paying with a gift card, I don't know if you can do it or not. I'd have to look and see. But if you're paying,
I think there might be a way to do it. If I can pull it up,
because it is awesome. You go up, girl sitting there, show them your stuff, walk out the door, grab a bag if you need it. But yeah, Karen's right. I mean, it's awesome.
No, it won't let me do it.
Yeah, I know what you mean, Andrew. And it's. I don't ever want to sound like I'm bragging, but it, I do the same thing. I sit at home, like we love. It's cold here. It's supposed to snow tonight. I don't know if it's going to, but I sit and watch other people's videos of Disney all the time. Some of it I can consider research, but most of it is really I just like looking at it.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
It's kind of like golf, right? If it's if I'm a 10 handicapper and someone's a 20 handicapper, we can still play together because we're all working on the same things. And that's kind of how I feel about Disney. I'm jealous, but in a really nice way. Now I'm jealous of people who live there because that's my next goal. Well, we're not sure how that's going to work out yet, but it's going to have to, because I don't know if I can keep affording to go every month for the rest of my life. Even if I start, like we're going to go down this week. I need to call in tomorrow, and hopefully we'll stay with a friend in St. Augustine. And because I don't mind the drive, shooting back and forth over, because we're going to drive. Well, I'm supposed to take a car down for my son, but we got to put it in the shop tomorrow. So we'll see what happens, if that's ready in time. But either way, we're driving down and take all his stuff with him. So yes, definitely we could do a Disney store podcast. There's lots and lots of research on that.
There's a ton there, and
that sounds great, Karen.
Posted a video the other day. I saw the little, you hover over a YouTube video. It shows you and they were at the Vineland Popkin outlet mall where the merchandise, and it was like looking at an attraction. The line was down the
So sidewalk. We've been there, and I think I bought my kid a mug. Like, they had lots of stuff, and there's definitely something for everybody. And it's kind of like thrifting. You got to go a bunch, and you never know what's going to pop up. There's a guy, Robert Sobel, and all he does, I think at this point, or most of what he does, is merch tours. So he'll go into World of Disney. He does the Disney outlet stores. There's 2 of them. So there's two different outlets to go. And yes, I've waited in line both times. I have not been to the Lakeland Antique Mall yet.
Yeah, I've seen that one too.
But
they have a lot of rides.
Yes.
Stuff.
And that looks really cool. We did take a trip out to, what's it called? Vintage something. I did a video on it. Darn it. It's not, this is going to kill me. Now I can't remember what it's called. It's about 20-minute drive, or maybe a little longer, maybe half an hour. And I'll tell you where it is. Of course, it's not coming up. This thing beats up my Facebook feed all the time, and now I can't find it. But anyway, they were all Disney, and they had some stuff like Seamus got an Indiana Jones souvenir, the headpiece on the staff of Ra, for like 40% of what it was literally in the park that day.
Wow.
But it's vintage something, and for some reason it's not popping up on my Facebook. But that's really, really worth the trip out there. Forever Vintage is what it's called.
Oh yeah, okay, yep.
Forever Vintage and Surplus. Yeah. And they're just like a little yes, thank you, Andrew. Andrew beat me to it. That's exactly correct. And I really enjoyed that. That was like that was worth going. I mean, even if you didn't buy anything. But they had Spirit jerseys, they had hotel stuff. You could buy the Polynesian sconces for the walls. They had rugs, trash cans. They had stuff I didn't even know what it was. And then a lot of, souvenir type stuff. And then some really old collectible stuff, which was really cool.
They had all the 2024 stuff, of course, was on sale. And you can watch it day by day. The percentages got higher and higher and higher.
Oh, yeah. No, Andrew, I didn't know there were 2. We just happened to walk by the one in Times Square. Like I said, we were only there we got there Thursday at like 4:00 and went directly down to Soho because my daughter wanted to go to a store, which was closed. From there, we walked down to, and I don't really know the area, but we ended up at the 9/11 Memorial, which was pretty powerful. And so we kind of hung out there for a little bit. And then we went over to a really neat underground mall called Oculus that I think just opened. And that was neat. And then we had dinner at Nobu, which is a sushi restaurant. It's pretty famous. It was awesome. We surprised my daughter with that. I think she almost burst into tears. And then we went and rode the Staten Island Ferry to see the Statue of Liberty, which was really, really cool. I like Walt and very much patriotic, and honestly, and I almost am afraid to say this out loud. Probably the best vacation I've ever had was South Dakota. Like I obviously haven't been back, so Disney is where my heart is. But going to see Mount Rushmore is the most American I've ever felt my entire life. It was so cool. And I've heard people say, "Oh, don't go. It's overrated. It's just a bunch of statues." I was blown away by it. Blown away by looking at what amount of time somebody spent to pay tribute to these guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was amazing.
That's a bucket list item.
Yeah, it's a great trip. And we stayed in Keystone, and it's a great place to spider out, from and take day trips, because that area, you drive 5 miles and you're on another planet. You go to the Badlands and it's just like Grand Canyon. You go up in the Black Hills and you're like on the moon. I mean, it's wild. It's really neat.
Cool.
I don't have anything else, man. Again, tonight was kind of loose and just wanted to hear about your trip.
I recorded a bunch, so in the next week or two on my channel, you'll see a whole lot of stuff from transportation to dining reviews. I went for a cake shop. I left the place out. We ate at holy moly, that's had it. Across from Jungle Cruise,
Skipper Canteen.
We ate there for the first time.
What did you think?
I liked it. It was cool.
Yep.
We did the jingle. We were going to do the Jingle Cruise twice. We only did it one time. We ended up sitting in the back of the boat, so I couldn't really hear anything. But we didn't end up just doing it one time. But it was good. We enjoyed the food. I had the duck. I think my daughter had.
Where'd you sit?
We sat in the main. We didn't sit in the jungle room. We sat right outside the jungle room.
So that really, I mean, look, I like that restaurant, and we all know that Magic Kingdom needs sit down restaurants.
Bad.
But I had a piece of lamb there last time that was spectacular, and we got lucky because I was kind of having a bad time. They weren't getting Tiana's was down. My daughter was with us. It was the only time she was coming. It was a really bad time. And then we ended up getting, hey, what's up, JD? How are you doing? My buddy James is here. JD's everywhere. You can't get away from that guy. He knows everyone. Well, I appreciate you popping in, man. That's awesome. We're here almost every Thursday night. But wait, it's Sunday. Never mind. We come here one of the days of the week, but we have been consistent at 7:30, right?
Yeah, we have. Yeah.
We did one afternoon one, right? One afternoon.
We did an afternoon, but I think it's all.
But yeah, that Skipper Canteen, and we got seated in that little butterfly room. That makes the meal. It's really, really cool.
Yeah, we sat not far, like the entrance to the jungle room. We were sat right next to it. But just looking at I think I took some video, some B-roll of the boxes and live snakes and dynamite and just kind of a panoramic view of the place. We enjoyed it. It was good. We'll go back there.
Yeah, cool. All right, so we'll figure out a topic to do on Tuesday, and we'll do a little research and have some slides. So that's another reason to join us live.
Yep, absolutely.
And thank you so much, James. And yeah, so thrilling to have you here. It really is. Caleb, I was worried before you got here that you weren't going to make it, and Caleb hasn't missed one yet. Not that you can't. Please feel free if you have better things to do. It's okay, but I do appreciate it.
Thanks.
And Karen, I'm a huge fan of yours. And Andrew, I'm gonna reach out to you here this week and see when we can get you on the podcast because I'd like to have you on as a guest to talk about some stuff. So I'll be down. We'll talk again Tuesday. So I guess I'll save that for later. And in the meantime, if Andrew or I can do anything for you, please let us know. If you are around me, JD, you're here. If you need your HVAC done, please talk to my buddy Rob at Marilla Mechanical. We're trying to fund this podcast. So if we can get some business over to him, then maybe we'll start taking some money and putting it back into this or donating to Lou's Make-A-Wish program. We'll do something fun with it, something you guys will benefit from. So yes, I am so bummed I did not go to the Adventurers Club. My wife got to, and I could never forget you, Karen. Not in a million years. Not you and Sean. So, Jill, thanks for popping by. If you're still here, and I appreciate it. So we'll see you Tuesday.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. Thanks. Till we meet again.